About half our parish lies within the North Wessex Downs area of outstanding natural beauty. And from White Hill in the AOMB, we have a clear view of the Park House racing stables, one of the largest in Europe. From here, it's hard to believe that we are looking at a community of 3,500. Indeed, from many directions, the new visitor is taken by surprise. And they will be equally surprised by the charm of our conservation area. But we're not just another chocolate box top. Roughly 1/5 of our population is at or below school age. About another 1/5 are retired, raising a family, or just not working. A smaller number travel more than 15 miles to work. Nearly 1,000 work outside the village, but travel less than 15 miles to work. And the rest of our active population work in the village. They work in many different ways. Here's Jeff Rigby with Gunnar Wellborn, a Grand National competitor who hasn't come too well yet. Steve Allen is busy commuting to work.
I'm an IT consultant specialising in messaging systems, and I spend roughly half of my time working from home, the rest of the time with customers. I like living and working in Kingsclere because it has such excellent links by road and rail to where I need to be, and also it's such a lovely village.
There's no doubt that Kingsclere is an active and busy working community. But we cannot sit back and let the world go by. We need to be in charge of our own destiny. To stay successful, we have to put ourselves in charge. With me is Alan Dennis, our ward member and chairman of the Parish Council. Alan, what's your view?
We need a blueprint for the future development of this village. We want to know what people want, and that is why we are preparing a detailed parish plan. In fact, the preparation of this plan is probably the most important piece of work that your parish council has taken on for many years. It will provide a blueprint for the future development of our community.
We're now going to look at some of the key issues which were identified by a survey of people in Kingsclere. In terms of road safety, 70% of our respondents identified this area as a primary concern. The A339 has been identified by the AA as a dangerous road and currently carries about 18,000 vehicle movements during a working day. Much of our traffic load is concentrated into peak hours, and we have 120 HGV movements every hour from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Another concern is vehicle speed in the village. And the need for short-term parking. Public transport is a concern, especially for young people, and we need new ideas. Should we be looking for funding for a minibus? If we got one, how would we manage it? Over 10 years ago, we provided surplus allotment land to build the houses behind us. Jim Gibb is the parish councillor who liaises on the need for additional housing in Kingsclere. Tell us more, Jim.
Many of our young people in Kingsclere have been completely outpriced in the housing market, although they would dearly love to live in Kingsclere. We need that young blood in the village. We need some 55 dwellings for sociable housing. Development of any kind is generally contentious. However, the need does not go away. We hope that some of this housing would be available in the form of shared ownership, a more modern approach. This would then allow the supply of social housing to become self-sustaining.
Our health centre has been a great source of pride to our community and has served us well for over 20 years. The main concerns expressed over health in the survey were to do with matters such as travel to hospital, which are outside the ken of the Kingsclere Centre. But many respondents expressed concern over the cumbersome nature of the appointment system. A strongly expressed view was the importance of keeping our chemist open, and there is clearly concern about the Tescoisation of chemist shops. We asked a lot of questions about sport and leisure, and David Giles and Len Potts are with me to talk about the outcomes. David.
We've reviewed the sporting facilities. We really do need more space if we're to serve the community properly. In my view, we need extra land and the holding field more youth orientated. We need all clubs to work together on this.
One surprise was that people asked for facilities that already existed. Len.
Clearly we need to promote activities more, and the clubs who organise things need to let people know that they are happening. Based on our survey, over 100 people would welcome a rambling club, but the 2 volunteer organisers are struggling to get a response. We certainly need a team to look at what's on issues.
One of the big points to come out of the survey was the number of people who get their information from the tower. Fiona Sawyer is editor. Fiona, have you any comments?
Yes, we were very pleased with the results of the survey. But of course, we're totally dependent on our contributors getting their information to us on time, and then of course the readers reading it. We regularly ask ourselves whether we could improve, and of course we'd welcome any ideas from our readers and contributors.
We did not ask specific questions in the questionnaire about provisions for young people, but many of our respondents identified that for the over 12s in particular, provision was particularly poor. This youth club here used to be state-of-the-art 40 years ago. Now it's well past its sell-by date. With me is Jacob Hamilton to tell us a little about what the young people of Kingsclere would like to see. Jacob.
Well, basically we're a small group of youths that wish to be taken with rights and responsibilities as everyone else, and we'd like to have a strong say in the influences of the facilities. We have been helping to plan a new skate park, and we'd like to see a new building which isn't over-organised. We need somewhere to be able to relax and chill out.
Yeah! Carol Green is a member of our Retailers Forum, and with her husband runs a nationally known wedding goods suppliers. Carol, how do you feel about our need for visitors?
Well, most of our customers come from all over England, very often travelling an awful long way. We probably have over 500,000 potential visitors in this area, and they will be encouraged to come by the publicity planned for the AONB. While they're here, they frequently have a meal, shop at other shops, and walk around the village generally. We need to be ready.
The problem of visitors is a hot potato. 2/3 of our residents support the need for more tourism, but there are others who are implacably opposed. We have a very rich environmental heritage, and people even still come here to see Watership Down. We have 23 miles of good footpaths and bridleways, and these are well used by walkers, riders and cyclists. How can we strike the right balance? Alan, a lot of our respondents have expressed concerns about security and safety. How do you feel?
We have a very real fear of crime in our community. I think this is very common in places like Kingsclere, and it is not borne out by the statistics. We are working closely with the police, but they are often handicapped by lack of help from the public. We also have a lot of antisocial behaviour, such as dog fouling and vandalism. But why does no one ever see it happen? There are a lot of issues to be addressed.
And the village plan?
It's a wonderful opportunity to create a vision for Kingsclere, which keeps the village looking like Kingsclere, but also recognises the inevitability of change and helps to accommodate it.
If you can offer your ideas, energy and enthusiasm, call one of the team now.